Hey, what's up guys? Brownie here coming to you with some more AFK Journey, and hopefully I can record this video and get it done because I've already done it once and my phone deleted it. So I'm trying to re-record it, and yeah, I keep going off on tangents, and yeah, we'll see what happens. But anyway, there's a couple things I wanted to talk about today. One of them is the Plague Creeper boss. I want to do like a little PSA on him because I see a lot of hype around this guy, and there's really no need for it. The other thing I wanted to talk about is a misconception that a lot of people seem to have with this game, and they don't really either they don't understand, they don't realize, or they're just so used to other games being this way that they just refuse to believe that this game is different. So anyway, the Plague Creeper boss. So if you've been perusing YouTube this last week since this boss came up, you've probably seen tons and tons and tons of videos saying that, oh, this is the new meta team for Plague Creeper, and then this is the new meta team, and this is the new meta team, and it's like every day, sometimes twice a day, there's videos saying, oh my gosh, the new meta team. And really, like, in all honesty, these teams don't matter at all. Yeah, it's cool that we're finding some teams that do some big damage, and yes, it is nice that a huge amount of people can do a lot of damage to the boss, because then it's gonna die faster, and we'll get the better rewards for killing it within 8 days or whatever. I don't know if we're gonna actually be able to do that. I don't know how many days it's been already, but I think it's been like 4 or 5, so I doubt we're gonna reach that 8-day kill mark. But what I wanted to say is, please, please, please do not put a ton of resources into the teams that are doing well right now, because they're not going to be the teams that are doing well by the end when this boss is almost dead. So, for example, when this boss goes below 50% HP, Vala comes into the mix. She's probably, I mean, I'm not going to guarantee it, but she's probably going to be pretty damn strong. If you put her on one of those tiles that give her all those crazy buffs every time you kill one of the little slimes, when you're using the Graveborn talent tree, I mean, she could just be insanely strong with with that buff, or with those buffs. Another hero, for example, when the boss goes below 40% HP, Nara. We just got her released. She does true damage when enemies are below 40%, and it's a lot of true damage, like a ton of true damage, like 500 and some percent or whatever. I don't remember off the top of my head, but that's a lot. That's a lot of damage. And if you're using Vala and Nara with like Thorin and Cessia or something, or you use Nara, Vala, what's her name? Carolina. Nara, Vala, Carolina, Thorin, and like Cessia or something like that. So you get or no, I guess you wouldn't even have to use Cessia. You could just, because yeah, you'd already have Nara in there. So then you could put in Lily May on top of that or something. Like, I mean, we could have some really, really crazy teams by the end of this Plague Creeper's lifespan, or health bar, or whatever you want to call it. And that's when the last like 3 days that this boss is up, that's when you want to be maybe putting in a little bit of extra resources into heroes that are doing well. But even then, you have to keep in mind, this boss is only going to give us rewards one time, and then we're done with this boss for the whole season. So we'll never see this boss again unless they give him to us in Dream Realm next season or something. And that's that. I don't know. I would hate to see somebody put in like a bunch of temporal essence into a mythic weapon because they saw a video saying that this team is the meta and blah blah blah. But a few days down the road, that team's completely obsolete. But anyway, yeah, just keep that in mind, guys. Please, don't waste resources building teams that are quote unquote meta right now, because things are going to change a lot in the next couple days when the boss gets, especially when the boss gets below 40% HP. Nara could be insanely crazy against this guy. But yeah, The next thing that I wanted to talk about, it actually has to do with the fact that A tiers and S tiers, they don't have a power difference. So I see a lot of people saying like, "Oh man, we're getting an A tier hero. They suck." Blah blah blah. It literally, A tier and S tiers have, there's no difference between them power wise. The only difference they have is how you build them and where you get copies of them. So like A tiers, you can get a bunch of copies of them in Dream Realm from the Emporium, but they take way more copies to actually level up. So yeah, the S tiers are rarer, but they take way less copies to get, or to increase their levels, and that's really the only standout difference between them. So if you take, for example, if you take my Seth right here, he's a P2 hero. He has decent stats. He's an A tier. He has 475 million HP, 47k attack, 12k phys def, and 11k magic def. And then if you compare him to my P2 Shakir, who is an S tier, my Shakir has less stats. So I don't know who keeps saying or telling people that there's differences with power and everything, but they literally, my Shakir has less HP, less attack, less phys def, and I think pretty much the same magic def. So like just keep that stuff in mind when you hear that, oh, we're getting a new A tier hero release. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter power wise. The only thing is you might be able to get more copies of the A tiers because Dream Realm and all that kind of crap. But the one thing that I'm really disappointed about with this game, and I guess Lilith games or whatever, their Dream Realm Emporium, where is it? Right here. So they should have Olmus, they should have Soren, all those heroes from last season. They should all be in here. Like this season store or whatever. This is so stupid and pointless, and honestly, it's just retarded in my opinion. They should have Ulsa either put Ulsa in the arena store or whatever, and put the A tiers in the Dream Realm store. Like, I don't know. That's just my opinion, but that I feel like the A tiers from last season, they should have been in this Dream Realm store a long time ago. Yeah. But anyway, that's those are the two things I wanted to talk about mainly. And Lilith Games has even said, they've outright said there is no difference between A and S tier heroes power wise. The only difference they said is that you need more copies of A tiers than you do S tiers to actually level them up and everything. But anyway, let's hop into the arena, and I want to show you guys the defense that I'm currently using because it's actually been working quite well. I actually got bumped up to second place here because I was able to crack the defenses that Toxinus and Atraxi were using, which they were the rank 1 and 2 players. Currently, I got rank 2, and I'm gonna hopefully try and get rank 1. I don't know if I can get there or not, but we'll see what happens. I'm sure Tox and Atraxi are gonna change their defense up, so I'll have to see what works and if I can beat their new defense. However, my defense, we'll hop into the formation screen. I'll show you guys what I've been using, and it's working all right. It doesn't always win, but it does. It's won more than it's lost so far. But I haven't been attacked a huge number of times because, there's really only 2 people that attack me, and that's Atraxi and Toxinus, and they both have attacked me, I think a total of like 6 times, and I've won 4 or 5 out of those 6. So it's not doing bad, not at all. But anyway, the team's Dunlinger, Parissa, or no, it's Diana, Parissa, Dunlinger, Lily May, and Leica. Now, you don't have to run Dunlinger. I prefer him just because, he blocks actives for the first 12 seconds, and he's also able to take a few hits and he's draws attacks to him, you know. So not he doesn't. I don't think he has a taunt, but you know, he's kind of like my sacrifice. So mainly what I want, or his objective, is to come down here to the enemy side of the battlefield and hopefully, you know, get all the heroes that the other person's using to focus on him, and then maybe they'll focus on Lily May after him or something. But Lily May's not really targetable at the start of the fight, so whoever's targeting Lily is going to end up switching to targeting Dunlinger, and that's gonna allow the rest of my team to kind of freely attack and not take too much damage. But yeah, that's why I like to use Dunlinger. We'll talk about replacements for him in a minute, but the other one I want to talk about is Parissa. So Parissa's always been a great hero to use with Diana. However, before, in the past, you couldn't really use her because of enemy Aaron teams, and they would jumble up your team, and Parissa wouldn't buff the Diana, and that would, you know, cause him to miss a nectar stack, and you don't get your mythic skill if you don't get 3 of those stacks, and it just becomes a big mess if she doesn't actually buff him. So being able to stop that from happening, the team getting jumbled up by using Lily May or Dunlinger or both, it's very, very clutch, and it's really, really good. So having these two in here is awesome. Plus the fact that she can't do actives isn't really a huge hindrance to her. So she does tons of damage with her normal attacks and with her flower power skill. And then not only that, once she's got 2 enemies marked, she's throwing out 2 of those flower power things, which is those green orbs that she throws out. And she's throwing out 2 of those every time she's doing her normal attacks and all that kind of stuff. So it's really, really, really strong. Plus those orbs feed her energy every time they hit an enemy, up to 3 enemies, and it just fills her health bar or her energy bar so fast. And she is the second win condition. So Diana is the first win condition. The team is built to benefit him. But if he dies, Parissa's there to actually do a lot of damage also. So she's doing 2 roles. She's, you know, buffing the Diana, and she's also doing a ton of damage and can actually win me a fight if, you know, some things go wrong. And then after that, if she fails, Lily May, you guys have seen stuff Lily May does. She can solo teams sometimes. It's kind of crazy. So if my first 2 win conditions fail, Lily May's there to back it up and maybe have a 3rd win condition. And the cool thing about this is they're kind of just accidental win conditions, not like that they accidentally win, but they fit the team without me having to put them in there for the win condition. Like I'm not using them because they're an extra win condition. I'm using them because their skill sets are so good. The fact that they can actually win me the fight if I lose 1 or 2 of those heroes is just a huge bonus. Because I see a lot of people try to put in try to have a lot of win conditions on their teams, and they try to force it, and that's never a good thing. So anyway, let's talk about some replacements for Dunlinger. So Celestial Hypogen replacements, you can use Freyesto. That's an obvious choice. You can use Scarlita. That's another good choice. She's another person that can buff Diana. I like to use her on offense a lot with him, actually. I just recently started doing that more often. But yeah, the only problem with using Scarlita is if your Diana doesn't take any damage, she's not going to provide a shield to him, and that will not give him a nectar stack. So you'd be kind of shit out of luck there. But if you don't want to, if you don't have Hypogen or Celestials to use, you can always use good old Thorin. So you could put Thorin in here like that. You could move Lily May, put him in front of Leica. There's a lot of different ways you could use him. However, you want to keep your team at least in groups of 2, or a group of 2 and a group of 3. I do put my Dunlinger in the middle because it's just the best spot for him, because of the way he needs to put his buff onto Dianel and protect him from not being able to do actives, so that's why I use him there. But, you know, Thorn you wouldn't want to put in the middle. And the reason you want to have them in a group of 2 and 3, or 2 groups of 2 and then the one in the middle, is because of enemy burials. And those shadows that he does can be a huge pain in the butt. So keeping your heroes together is always a good thing. Now, a hero that actually you might not have thought of but could work really, really well is Shakir. So if you put Shakir in here, there's a few things he does. He's able to take a lot of damage, and he's also able to put out an active really, really fast. So he's absorbing a lot of attacks and a lot of damage, and that is, if you're not going to use Dunlinger, that is that's the main reason you want to pick a hero, is because they can take a lot of attacks and just absorb a lot of damage. And Shakir is actually really good at doing that, as long as you can get his active out. Even then, even if he doesn't get his active out, he can still be pretty tanky. But the cool thing is, if you're up against an enemy Lily May, a lot of times your Dianel will be the hero on your team that does his active first. And if that is the case, having a Shakir in here, the Shakir is definitely going to do his active before Dianel, because he only needs 700 energy if you have his X weapon leveled up enough. And that will cause the enemy Lily May to target the Shakir, and then your Dianel is pretty much free to do his active and, you know, burst down the enemy and just destroy them. So yeah, I really like Shakir actually on this team, and sometimes I utilize him on offense, but it's hard to do that when you're fighting divine comps all the time, because that's usually what I'm always fighting on when I'm on offense. Is I'm always fighting some kind of divine comp, and we'll take a look. But yeah, this is my defensive formation, so we'll check out a fight here really quick. And yeah, we'll check out this one, and then one where somebody was using the rogue teams and stuff. So as you can see, I actually went on a huge win streak here on offense, because I finally cracked the defense that these two were using. So anyway, let's check this fight out quick. So I'm on defense, so my HP bars are going to be red. Keep that in mind. And they are using Leica, Lily May, Scarlita, Thorin, and Dianel. Alright, so let's hit replay. And here we go. So we get our Dunlinger down here to kind of hopefully distract, but he's targeting my Dianel. And they killed my Dianel. However, Parissa, my second win condition, is ready to go fire off some big actives. She kills the enemy Dianel, and that was because we were able to do that because our Lily May blocked their Dianel from doing an active, and that was a huge part of that fight. So yeah, my Parissa and Lily May, my second and third win conditions, were able to actually get me the win there, even though Dianel died. Now, the next fight I want to show you guys is, get through some of these losses. So, as you can see, it took me a while to figure out how to crack their defense, but I finally did it. Okay, here we go. So, Traxi here, he ran Sylvina, Vala, Damien, Lily May, and Burial, and this offensive team constantly picks apart my Dianel team, and for me to be able to actually beat this team was huge, and I was super happy about that. So we'll hit replay. He focuses my Dianel with Sylvina and Vala, but we're able to get my mythic skill out, and that ends up pretty much killing the Lily May and the Vala. It just takes one more normal attack after the mythic skill went out, and we got the win. So that is one thing about using a rogue team like Sylvina, Vala, and all those heroes. They can be very, very squishy, and if one of them goes down, it can cause a chain reaction to where the whole team just gets demolished by the end. So anyway, I think that's going to be it for today. I'll show you guys a quick offensive fight here. We'll show this one, I guess. It doesn't really matter. They're pretty much all the same fight. But anyway, I am on offense in this one, so I am green health bars, and there we go. We've got the bell out, Dunlinger or Diano gets his mythic skill. He's going to flash over here. They're all lined up nice and neat for him. And we get the kill on the Burial, get the kill on the Diano there, the enemy Diano from our Lily May. And here comes our own active. The Scarlita comes down and we kill her off, and that was no issue whatsoever. So yeah, that team was giving me a lot of trouble, but I finally figured out the proper placement and the right heroes to use, and yeah, that was pretty cool. And they're both using the same team, so Atraxi has the same team. However, he just positions his a little bit differently. He's got Scarlita over here in the front, and then the rest of his team in the back there. Where Toxinus was using Scarlita over here, up here in the middle part. But yeah, Scarlita positioning is not always a big deal. You can use her to bait out the like Sylvina attacks and things like that. But yeah, and there we got the win. So alright, but I think that's going to be about it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this and got something out of it. Please like and subscribe. I'm hopefully going to do some more videos. I don't know, I haven't really had a lot of ideas on what to make videos on, because Arena's just been really slow, and it's been kind of boring because I don't know, they need to mix the servers up. Like, they need to combine a bunch of servers together or something, so that the competition can actually be fun. Because literally I fight against 2 people and that's it. I have 2 opponents on my server. It's sort of frustrating, and it makes me not even like want to play sometimes. I don't know, but I do really like this game, so hopefully things change. Hopefully we get friendless battles and we can have some fun. But yeah, please like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one, and have a good day.